Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of the Ace and Hole podcast. As always, for the previous 2 times, I am Austen Guerin. Alongside me is my brother, Clifford Allen Guerin, and our lifelong friend, Elijah Jacob Red. How are we feeling?
We got full names today. I don't know if I like that or not.
You got full government names today. How are we feeling about that?
Feeling good.
You gonna ask for the last 4 of my credit card and the 3 little numbers on the back next?
3 little goofy numbers on the back.
The silly, goofy little numbers.
Silly, goofy little numbers. Looking forward at our show today. Kind of a weak show as well. I mean, we talked about it last week. Not a whole lot happened. I think we're starting to get into a little bit of a mundane cycle here. I don't think anything will amount to the amount of content we had our first episode. But don't turn off just quite yet, because you never know who will bring up me getting pegged by Rhea Ripley, and Lord knows how many times that. Hey, it's a running gag at this point. I don't know what you want me to. What else you want me to say?
Eli, we gotta keep Chad happy, okay?
Well, Chad's not happy with the lack of NXT we talk about. And to this I say, give us something to talk about then. If you want us to cover, you know what, Chad? We might bring you on an episode one time. You can cover NXT yourself.
Speaking of challenges, real quick, we still have the challenge I laid out last episode that we have 2 months. And if we can get a ad sponsor in 2 months, I will make a Austin Likes Getting Pegged by Rhea Ripley's t-shirt, and you have to wear it. I
will wear that.
They don't see us on. They listen to us, so it's not like it would do any good.
We'll find.
I will make. Well, we're looking at branching out here a little bit. I'm in the process of getting a logo made. Shout out to Charlotte. She does great work, and I'm excited to see it. I'm talking to her right now. We're getting it figured out. As well as I'm looking at branching out on social, like just different types of social media, TikTok, Instagram, all that good shit. So hopefully we'll be appearing there some point here in the near future. As well as just getting out there in general. If you've listened this far, we appreciate it, because that counts as already 1 listen. You can turn off now if you want. Please don't, though. 60 seconds is all the time we need in your day, but we hope that you will stay and enjoy your time with us, as long as that may be. Moving on here, not to get up on, because this is a shit we typically do at the end of the episode. So I'm thinking maybe if we put it in front, maybe we'll get a little more traction.
Yeah, if we put it in the front, you know, people will actually hear it.
Yeah, instead of being an hour and a half later and no one's there to listen to it. But all of that goes into this podcast, and if you've stuck with us even just 3.5 minutes in, thank you so much for listening. It means the world to all 3 of us, because this is just something that we love to do, and we aren't doing it for any monetary gain or anything like that. We're just doing it because we're 3 dudes, for better or worse mindset. We just love pro wrestling. We love to talk about it, and we hope that those of you listening can relate. Even if it's just on the sports aspect, we hope that you can listen to it and relate to us in some way. Just know that we love and appreciate everyone that listens. And yeah, as far as that goes, I don't have anything else to say. I'm off my soapbox as of now. Either you got anything to add?
No, it's always nice. It feels good. We've seen some of the watches that we've had, and seeing it kind of go, it feels nice to know that somebody actually is listening and everything. And if you can relate to some of the stuff that we say, that helps even better. Makes it feel good.
Let's cut the ooey shit and get into pro wrestling. Austin, where are we starting this week?
We're starting where we always start, and that's fucking Dynamite. Which, saying that, I don't understand why we don't start at Raw. I don't understand why we don't work our way through the week, but that's a logistical thing on my part. We might fix that, probably not, but who gives a shit, really. Rolling into Dynamite this week, it was what they call it, Grand Slam. Is that what it is?
Yes, this was their Grand
And-
Slam.
Yeah, and Arthur Ashe. Which, speaking of, Rampage had a lot more shit happen than Dynamite. Which
How
I
did you
think
say that?
It was a 2-hour show.
I don't. It just makes no sense. Whatever. Tony Khan can do whatever the fuck he wants. He can get bullied by CM Punk all he wants. It doesn't matter. Stay tuned later in the episode for us to talk about CM Punk. But looking at Dynamite right here, Jericho beat Claudio for the ROH World Title. Now I know that ruffled.
Has the Ocho.
I know that ruffled someone's feathers in
I
here.
hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it.
Why do you hate it? What makes you hate it so much?
I understand from a storyline perspective of the Garcia thing and everything else going on, and I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate that. I hate it because I feel like it is almost a Ric Flair, Jeff Jarrett thing of there's a world title that I haven't gotten. By God, I'm gonna go for it, even if it makes no damn sense. And it doesn't.
The
I
terror
hate it.
days of Jeff Jarrett in TNA.
Hate it. Six
Slap nuts.
NWA title reigns because Jeff Jarrett owned TNA at that point, I do believe. And
It
I
was
feel like
definitely.
it's ridiculous. To me, at least, it's ridiculous that he is holding the ROH championship. Nothing he needs to have. I just don't find any purpose to it besides storyline, and I hate it. I think Claudio has always deserved the world title opportunity, and just for it to end like that, I don't like it. I hate it so much.
Well, I also think it has to do with the infancy of ROH still in AEW. They're trying to figure out what they want to do with it, and they put the belt on. I'm just calling him Cesaro. It's just what I like better. They put it on Cesaro, and that's wrong. My bad. I'm gonna go back to Claudio. I don't know why. Me saying that made me get some kind of ick. But they put it on Claudio, and he had a nice run. I think they're just trying to figure out exactly what they want that title to be. If they want it to be a world title, like the AEW world title, or if they want it to be more like a developmental world title. Like, if they want younger people to hold it, or, like, experienced people that aren't good enough to hold the world title.
Kind
I
of like a step up.
don't think... Yeah, I don't think they quite know what they want to do with it yet. And that's kind of why we see Jericho winning.
I understand
I
it,
will
but
say
don't
that I
like
did
it.
see somewhere out there that there have been rumblings about ROH getting its own show.
Yes.
And since the network loved Jericho as AEW world champion for a long time, that other networks might like, Chris Jericho as ROH champion. So it could be them just trying to get another TV deal.
I say...
I understand it from all that perspective, but it bugs me that Cesaro could have had a better run with it. He had a decent one. I'm not going to say he didn't. He had some good matches with it. I just think it might have been taken off him a little too early, and as Austen put it, it ruffled my feathers, and I hate it. I don't like it. It's not a picture I like seeing.
Yeah, and... There, is it? There we go. Sorry, new mic, if you can tell. I'm trying to mess with it, because it's got a gain knob on it, and I was trying to turn it down and mess with it, and I'm just sitting here talking to myself. But, yeah, and that very well could be the case. Maybe they are trying to make a different show for it, which I think would help it tremendously, but it also could just shoot itself in the foot with like Dark kind of has here recently as well, because like Dark, because they have Dark and then Dark Elevation, and I feel like both of them have just fallen to the wayside. I think we talked about this in another podcast episode, but how far Dark has fallen. Like when I saw AEW when I saw AEW when it first came to Indy, which is what closest to me where I'm from, it had like the main event on Dark was Kenny Omega versus Jack Evans for the AAA World Title, which was a great fucking match. And then like the undercard was Pentagon versus Trent, and it was Kong versus the librarian lady. I can't remember her name right now.
Leva Bates.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah, Lena Bates is her name. But like that was good. Like those were TV matches on Dark. Now I feel like it's fallen even further. Like those aren't like what they're having on Dark is not TV matches. But anyway, we haven't even got past our first segment. We're already 10 minutes in. The Acclaimed beat Swerve in Our Glory, which
And Austin, I know you're super happy to finally have that happen. So why don't you go ahead and tell us why you're so happy about that?
I think Keith Lee himself is a great guy. Don't like him as a pro wrestler. And plus, I just love hearing "Scissor me, daddy ass." I love that. I think everything the Acclaim does is great. Like they're over as hell. They're good in the ring. Obviously, they can talk on the mic. I think they have everything they need to be a top tag team, and we obviously see it. They got the titles now.
Yeah.
I just think it. The one statement that came to my mind when I saw it was, "It's about damn time," because they've been doing this shit forever. They've been running this shit week in and week out. They're like the MJF of the tag team division. People look forward to them coming out and hearing them talk, do their little rap spiel, come down the ramp. People looked forward to that shit, and they didn't have a title. Mm-hmm. And now they're getting the recognition they deserve. So it's about damn time.
Question is now, do they have a match against FTR for the title belts?
I think you have to. I think you can't keep having FTR on the show and not have them in the world title, at least the AEW world title picture.
Would that lead into, if the suspension's done and if the Young Bucks are still with AEW, would that potentially lead into a FTR versus a Young Bucks match again?
Fuck the Young Bucks.
But
wow, that is a sizzling hot take.
Bro, I used to be high on the Young Bucks back in the day. And now, like, it's the same match every goddamn time, bro. There's not... What? Go ahead. Tell me the definition of insanity.
The Young Bucks?
I believe it is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different outcome.
Exactly. You're going to go in there, you know exactly what's going to happen every single time. They're boring. I've never heard of someone call a spot monkey boring. And people say the Young Bucks are boring. That's terrible. I don't know. I'm just not on the side of the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega, completely different story. Young Bucks, not so much. They're a great tag team, don't get me wrong. Hella talented. I think everyone that says they're great and thinks they're great have full right to think so. Personally, I just don't like them. Are they one of the top tag teams in the world? Probably. Actually, they are. Because they pull numbers and they're great in the ring. But I am just not a fan of them.
That's fair. I'll take it.
Which everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. Even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Speaking
I got
of...
just deep water over that one.
Yeah. Speaking of boring, we're going to go into a very not boring interview segment where MJF came out and absolutely slayed Wheeler Yuta in the Blackpool Combat Club.
I want to know what Wheeler Yuta was thinking. He's like, you know who I want to go on the mic against? You know who I want to come out to interrupt me? MJF. That's who I want to come and interrupt me. Hell no! Get the hell off the stage, bro! You should have gotten, like... You probably had a better chance of going over Orange Cassidy. Because that motherfucker don't talk. Like, come on, bro.
That was the most one-sided promo head-to-head I think I've seen in a long time. I'm talking like since the mid-2000s. Like, it was bad.
Schiavone
No,
carried it.
please.
Schiavone.
Cena, the first time Cena and Roman fought, do you remember when fucking Roman completely forgot what he was supposed to say?
Oh, and Cena buried him, yeah.
Yes. I don't think I've seen anything worse since then. That was terrible. But yeah, and then after that, I don't know if this is. I just have the results marked down. I can't remember the run of show exactly. But after that, Pac defeated Orange Cassidy.
Yes, that was the next match.
I mean, nothing really to cover there. That was the match everyone thought it'd be.
I'm very sad. OC just. I think I saw a graphic where he's lost like 8 championship matches. He's like 0-8 or something like that. Like, oh my god,
He's kind of getting the Darby treatment.
Very much so.
But moving on to the next match I got on here. Toni Storm retained against Britt Baker, Athena, and Serena Deeb. And then
Britt was split open at the end of that match, like from her nose. It was
When-
a faucet.
when is Britt not bleeding in a match, though?
Her and Mox are the same.
They're both the fucking modern day Ric Flairs, bro. They barely get tapped in their fucking crimson mask.
Woo!
But the big thing coming out of that match, everyone's favorite sex tapey Paige came out on stage without the NXT Women's title, unfortunately. Yeah, I was probably to say if anyone knows that joke, you're absolutely fucked. But I think it's great. She hasn't done anything in a while, so I was a fan of her back in the day before all of her personal stuff got leaked. I was even bigger fan of her afterwards, but
I'll give it a chance.
But I mean, her in-ring stuff. I said this in our group chat on Instagram, but I feel that she carried that entire era.
Well, you have to look at who she was with in that era too. She had the Bellas and
Exactly.
AJ Lee could wrestle a good match, but like the Bellas and the rest of the more like the Divas era, she was the transition from diva back to women.
Yeah, and I think she was really the first one that kind of spearheaded that as well. People always point at AJ. Like, yeah, sure. I feel like you either liked AJ or you liked Paige. There was no in between. You either liked one and hated the other, or vice versa. And, like, I liked AJ back in the day, but I also like Paige. And I think Paige's stuff in the ring has held up a lot more. And she was also there a lot longer than AJ. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do with her. I know that they announced like what her in-ring, like what her role is with AEW. And I forget what it was. I read it. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna say I got shit for saying that I didn't like Paige or Soraya, by the way, in that group chat conversation. And I'm gonna say it. It's on record now. It's on tape. I will give her a chance in AEW if what she does is done right. If it's not, I'm gonna stand my ground on that. I do not like her, and I do not think that she is a good fit in wrestling. Is that fair?
So it seems like as of now, she's not going to be wrestling. She's still not cleared to wrestle again.
This doesn't make it easier to try.
However, I do believe she's going through the process.
Yeah. She's going through the process of getting cleared. She still isn't cleared as of now, and when she debuted, which is why she didn't, like, run down to the ring and start throwing fisticuffs.
Wasn't
But
she doing the same process as Edge and Bryan?
I think so,
Yeah,
if I had to
believe so,
guess. So, we'll probably look forward to her being in the ring sometime in the near future, but like, immediate future, she's still not cleared. Either way, I think she's a great pickup for the entire company, especially for that women's division.
I'll try.
Speaking of Daniel Bryan, we'll go to his alter ego, Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley in the main event of
Hell of a
AEW
match.
Grand Slam.
In the main event of the evening,
It
Jon
was
Moxley did
amazing.
beat Bryan Danielson, and yeah, I mean, that match was great. It's what everyone thought it would be.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm very surprised that Danielson kicked out of the Death Rider.
it builds Danielson up even in defeat.
And
That way,
quite
he's still a
right, they did
legitimate contender. Any?
Also, go ahead.
I was about to say, any other thoughts on Dynamite before we steamroll on?
I enjoyed the fact that Danielson, when it came to nap or tap, he chose to nap.
Yeah, and it also is just one of those things that builds him up, makes him look stronger. And
I also enjoyed the cutaways and the side by sides to MJF holding the all-in chip.
That was neat. That built up.
I will say, TK actually came out in an interview and explained the chip because they've been put in a position where they weren't in last year, to where he gets a match anytime, but TK has to authorize it, so it's not exactly Money in the Bank, but it's
kind of what Austin's been saying.
Yeah.
It just has to be accepted by Tony Khan.
Yeah, basically.
Any final thoughts on
Nope.
Dynamite?
I think it was a good show.
It was an amazing show.
Yeah, I mean, matches you had, and the outcomes that they had definitely shook some things up. So, decent outing from Dynamite this week. Moving on to the B show, which might as well have been the A show this week, Rampage. First thing I have at the top of my list, Sting and Darby Allin defeated House of Black after the Great Muta got involved.
It was amazing before and after that. It was perfect, in my opinion.
I feel like any time you put Sting and Darby versus the House of Black, it's a guaranteed 4.5 star.
Well, they all...
Sting is 63 years old. Get that man to stop doing what he's doing, please.
No, if Ric Flair can still wrestle, he can too.
Ric Flair can't.
Well,
Someone needs to go peel that, why am I blanking on her name right now? Isn't it Anna J? The House of Black?
Yes,
Julia
it
Hart?
is Anna J.
It
was Julia Hart. Julia Hart, yeah.
My bad. My bad, pimp. They need to go peel her off the ground after she completely missed the table.
That was a rough spot.
So, can I quickly say, is it true, the statements that she said that I'm old, I'm tired, I'm in a company full of children? Is there any, legitimacy to her saying that after that?
That's literally exactly what CM Punk said, so I have no clue. That was damn near verbatim what CM Punk said. So I have no clue. I haven't seen anything on it. I didn't even know she said that. So
it was trending on Twitter a little bit after the spot happened, and I saw that, and it popped up a couple different times. But
yeah, I have zero clue. But moving on, Hook and Bray Wyatt. Action Bronson won their match. And then moving on another tag team match. You had Wardlow. Wardlow took the dub. Team of Wardlow and Smojo. Anything you two want to talk about for those two matches? I don't really have much to say.
I wish I had something to say. The Wardlow match was pretty much exactly how you probably expect it. It was power bombs. It was some submission technician work. There was more power bombs. It was a Samoa Joe and Wardlow match. It was stiff in some points.
But we got the best of two worlds in one.
But
That way we didn't have to see them both.
Yeah, we got power bombs and submission.
And two different matches.
It was a decent match.
I enjoyed the Hook, Bam Bam Bigelow, Action Bronson match. I enjoyed it. I think it was good, but I want Hook on my screen either with Danhausen or doing something like
eating chips.
More almost prize fighter Kevin Owens like.
Yeah, they could do that with him and it would probably pop.
They need to quit having. They need to quit having Hook disappear for 3 weeks at a time.
That too.
Because that's fucking killing him.
Yeah, having him on TV constantly, even if it's just little cuts or whatever. Just be great.
Because they literally went from having him on TV and Rampage every single week to now he's like, 1 week he's on TV, 1 week he's not, next week he's in an interview, next week he's just gone again. Like, they need to figure his shit out. If they're going to build him up to be a world title contender, he needs to be on TV every single week.
That's fair.
I love Hook, though. I didn't mean that in a bad way. I want to see more Hook.
He's a great wrestler in the ring. He's actually Taz's son. I've not. This isn't.
Yes.
I didn't actually know or not. So yeah, he's Taz's son. I mean, freaking beast of a man that Taz was in the ring. I would expect that Hook maybe gets something out of that.
I mean, moving on from that, Jungle Boy Jack Perry defeated Ray Phoenix in an absolute banger of a match.
Banger after banger.
Shut up.
After banger.
I mean,
I enjoyed the match.
Anyone else expect anything else from this fucking match? You have two absolutely great in-ring performers. I mean, they're going to obviously tear the fucking house down. This match probably stole the fucking show. Honestly, it was just really fucking good.
I enjoyed the next step in the Christian versus Jungle Boy feud, and basically guaranteeing that the next match is going to be Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Luchasaurus.
I love heel Luchasaurus so much.
What do you love about him? He doesn't fucking talk.
know.
He just walks
That's
around.
the point. He's muscle. It's great.
It's one of those things that he has played the part of a jacked wrestler to a T. He doesn't have to speak. It just works. I can see you rolling your eyes. You rolled your head with it too.
Yeah, that's possibly one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. He's just a jack dude. He doesn't need to talk. He just walks around. That's a story as old as Hulk Hogan, bro.
Yeah.
Give me something new.
What's his name? I kind of forget because he hasn't done anything relevant in his career besides get released from NXT. Parker,
Boruto.
that guy. Yeah, that dude.
Chad's gonna hate you for that one. Chad loves Parker Boruto.
Chad's gonna have a field day with that.
Hill I'll die on.
It's just, I'm sick of seeing the same fucking shit over and over again. I'm big. I don't have to talk. We saw it with Brock Lesnar. We're seeing it with Omos. We're seeing it with all these, everything, bro. It's annoying. Well, we can talk about that later because I also don't know where Omos has been. But next match after that, Eddie Kingston won, and then got his win taken away.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good finish. It continues the feud, means they can do the match again, and I mean, it establishes the actual, order in AEW of the referees actually being back in control.
I mean, I guess. I just think it was something that they added in there to make it interesting, honestly.
I don't know. I think they give away the last match of that on like a Full Gear, all out kind of deal. What is their next big show? Is it Full Gear?
I don't know off the top of my head, actually.
What was the last one?
All Out.
It should be Full Gear, I think.
Yeah, it should be. Because Full Gear is the one that they have at the end of every year, I'm pretty sure. Because they've already had Revolution or Evolution or whatever the hell it's called.
Well, Double or Nothing.
Right?
Right?
They have another mini thing. Battle of the Belts is going to be in October.
That's Full Gear.
And then Full Gear is in November.
And then they're also talking about doing Winter is
Revolution.
Coming again. Which is
another.
Which is
It's
just
like a mini
another.
pay-per-view almost.
It's just another, kind of like they did with Grand Slam.
Like
Just a
super
bigger
show
weekly
almost.
show, yeah. And then Jade Cargill won. Don't want to talk about that.
Nope.
Because
Classic Jade Cargill match. Like,
I hate
it's
it.
just
I hate
boring.
Every single second
they
of
need
it.
to take the title off of her.
Yeah.
And then, moving on to the next match, which is actually really interesting. Hangman won the golden ticket.
there were a
Yes.
lot of really good spots in that match, but I would like to lead off with, it's so nice to see Brian Cage back in a AEW ring.
So I heard that Chris Jericho called him the Loch Ness Monster. During
What?
that match. Yeah.
What?
I was watching Wrestle Talk today, and they were doing the review, and they said that Chris Jericho on commentary apparently called Brian Cage the Loch Ness Monster of AEW.
Like he's...
Like
guess.
he's never
signed,
ever
but
seen?
He's never seen.
Ah, yeah. I got you. Well, he says that, but he was there for like 4 months when he first signed. Like, he was there for a hot minute when he first signed.
Yeah, but the most recent thing since the Team Taz split up stuff, he was with Tully Blanchard and that weird mess of a stable thing.
I have no clue. I enjoy him. If there's like anyone that was in Lucha Underground, I will always enjoy watching him wrestle. There's our once per week Lucha Underground plug.
I will say, out of the entire Battle Royal, though, my favorite spot was Jericho actually selling the Danhausen curse.
Yeah, because no one really has sold it until now, and
William Regal did.
yeah, but no one actually wrestling like in ring
Yeah, that's fair.
has sold it at all. So
I'll tell you what, though, that little mini match that Rush and Hangman had at the end of the Battle Royal was really freaking good.
I think the entire battle royale. It's hard to make battle royales interesting and fun to watch, and like set it apart from just a normal fucking match. And I feel like AEW did a really good job of doing that.
I agree.
I have no say.
And then, well, watch more wrestling.
I watched almost every show and I missed one match.
And then, final match: Ricky Starks defeated Powerhouse Hobbs.
That one.
And
was
what?
a match.
And yeah, and what was actually a pretty good match. They both,
Can we-
they both saw their opportunities and they fucking took them.
Can we
Which-
just say that the weird steel chair spot where they stack them back to back and then drop somebody's spine onto it is a dangerous spot that probably needs taken out of wrestling matches in AEW. We have psychopaths in that company.
I will abstain from commenting because I like seeing people get stabbed with light bulbs. So
Yeah, you deathmatch lover.
You.
I like seeing Matt Cardona get sliced open with a pizza cutter.
What? Is that sadistic or a masochist?
Yes, the answer is both.
Bro, I'd love to go to a CZW or GCW show. I bet that shit would be absolutely fucking crazy. I would love to go to one.
WFW,
I would love to go to one.
October 29th.
I will say, Jericho, at like the end of the match, dubbed this the revenge of Ricky Starks, and I think that sums up the entire match perfectly.
Yeah, and that was the narrative that they had going in. I feel like they executed it really well. Because a typical revenge arc can be pretty fucking boring, and no matter what you're watching, if it's anime or TV or a movie, revenge arcs are the most boring, like, can be the most boring fucking bland thing ever. But they actually did a pretty good job with it.
It was good.
Any thoughts from both nights, or maybe even AW Dark for the fiends that are obsessed with Dark, which I don't think either of you are.
Give Abadon a push already, please.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Tony Khan, listen here, alright?
We know you're
Abadon-
one of our 6 listeners.
And we know you're one of our 10 listens in our entire history of our podcast. Give Abadon a fucking shot on the main roster. Alright, it's about fucking time. They've been slaving away on Dark for way too fucking long. Quit putting her against jobbers. Put them against someone that actually makes them look fucking good.
This is
I'm
what we
fucking
got.
tired of it.
Waiting.
I'm sick of it. Because they are one of the best fucking gimmicks in the entire company, one of the best workers in the entire company. We see them every day.
When was the last AEW Dynamite match they had?
It's been a minute.
I think when they first signed.
Yes.
Yeah, it was when they first signed. And I apologize for the pronouns. I'm getting heated. But that's something I'm there are very few things in pro wrestling that I'm passionate about, and one of them is Abadon. And don't you dare make a Rhea Ripley joke.
We're not. We're gonna move it. We're gonna move on.
Perfect segue here onto Raw.
Yes, exactly. Perfect talks onto Raw, where honestly it was a pretty okay show. It opened really hard, but I don't necessarily think the rest of the show followed up behind it.
It went raw.
It opened hard and it came raw. And then it became soft and not very raw. But, I mean, we're just getting more and more stuff. I could talk about the White Rabbit, but we have an entire section later that we can talk about that. So,
perfect.
If we're listening, if we're talking about Raw or SmackDown, you're listening, you're like, "What the fuck are you talking about, White Rabbit?" Hold your fucking horses, all right?
Yeah, that'll be at the very end after SmackDown.
That's in our just general because it's a bigger deal than just Raw and SmackDown. But looking down the results here, I'm gonna just run through them, and whatever you guys want to pick out and talk about, we can. Because honestly, I don't remember much of Raw. I don't remember what I felt like when I watched all the matches. Well, yeah, it's a fucking Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano, but
Absolutely.
You could have watched the first match of Raw and turned it off, and the rest of Raw would have been like any other Raw.
Yeah, that's fair.
But shooting these results out, Lashley beat Seth Rollins to retain the U.S. Championship. Owens beat Theory, and then Gargano came in and gave Theory a super kick, which I as you just heard, we're going to talk about more. Street Profits lost to was it the Brawling Brutes? Did they wrestle? They wrestled twice. I could not remember, but Riddle and Ray lost to the Judgment Day, which I'm fucking sick of, and then Bayley beat Alexa. That's Raw. Came hard. And Raw.
It almost feels like if you would have reversed the card, it would have been a really good show. Like open with Bayley Alexa and close with the U.S. title.
I don't know. I'm just hoping this doesn't become a weekly thing now. That we're just sitting.
The best match going on first.
I mean, and you also got to get like Hunter's still new at this, so like we're rolling with the punches here. We're taking them where we can get them. But overall, normal, really awesome wrestling show.
Cliff didn't say his thing for 3 episodes straight. For the past 2 episodes, you have said you do not want to be Hunter. You don't want to have his job.
I really don't, because like I would have put this card the other way around, but there's got to be a reason.
You want to call him up and tell him that? You want to call him up and be like, Hunter, listen.
Right here.
You know what, Hunter? I run a sports bar, so I think I'm qualified.
You know what, Hunter? I'm actually a producer at Ball State Esports, so like I know how to run a show, and you're doing a terrible job.
No, though he's doing a great job, though.
He's doing. I think he's doing as good of a job as he can be right now, which is all we can ask of him. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the first pay-per-view he actually gets to build to with Extreme Rules, which I will point out, since I have it brought up, it's so nice to actually have an Extreme Rules with every match having an extreme stipulation for the first time.
It's about fucking time. Jesus Christ.
What's crazy thing next? We're going to actually have TLC matches on TLC or something like that?
Who knows? Survivor Series might actually become a Big 4 pay-per-view again.
Survivor Series and War Games!
Bro, I'm excited as fuck for that. I'm a huge War Games fan. Did you not know that? I thought you said what?
No,
I was about to say, I thought you said what?
So
Yeah, we're gonna
much.
get 2 War Games matches.
2 War Games matches as Survivor Series.
None of
Men
us will
and
ever be
women?
able to do it as good as Regal did.
War Games!
Blood and guts.
No. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't hit right.
So speaking of William Regal, let's jump to NXT and the whole 2 things we have to talk about from NXT.
Yeah, alright, I was about to kick your ass because we usually go from Raw to SmackDown, but we can segue from NXT to SmackDown, so...
We actually
That's
hit
2
the week,
things.
the days.
And plus we can use Solo as a segue.
That's why I let it slide. Literally, 2 things from NXT, just like last week. One of them, Solo Sikoa. Oh, also, kind of on NXT level, they got the Steiner Brothers and Braun Breaker on a table of 3, and I have yet to sit down and watch it, but I am so excited to watch it.
When did this?
Like,
I don't get a version of Steiner
I'm pretty sure it's
Math.
already out. Because I've seen clips of it, so I don't know if it's all the way out or if they release
I haven't seen
teasers.
anything.
But for those of you that know how much I love pro wrestling, I love fucking Scott Steiner. Probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Yeah, you don't know. I'm the big bad booty daddy. You don't know. I love
remember growing
everything about Scott
There
Steiner.
was a time where you could do the Steiner Math promo from memory.
It was like he's such a treasure. He really is. The big bad booty daddy, big Papa Pump. When all the hoochies come, when I come to town, all the hoochies come around. Holla if you hear me. Big Papa Pump is your hookup. I love Scott Steiner so much. But getting back to NXT, Chad's gonna kick our ass because we're getting off subject here. But I don't think he will, because we're talking about Scott Steiner here. So, but Dragunov debuted in NXT. That's one of the big things. That's pretty nice. Does it deserve a round of applause?
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
Does it though?
It does.
Does it?
He is one of the best wrestlers coming into the future of wrestling. Can I say that and not get an eye roll from you, sir? Of the future of wrestling. He is probably one of the best wrestlers going forward for WWE, at least. Is that fair to say?
Respectable.
He has
If-
the potential to be.
If they use him right, god damn it.
Alright, we're in a page scenario here.
But he's going to be good no matter what they do with him. So, real. That's a real statement. And
And
then,
now, jumping
yeah.
to the whole reason we talk about NXT, Solo Sikoa.
Sikoa got stripped of the North American title. Shawn Michaels said, "All right, brother, give me that. That's mine now." And Solo said, "Okay, I'll go get more on the main roster."
Pretty much.
And then, segueing over to SmackDown, Sammy-
We will actually get a ladder match, though.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
that is what's coming out of this. We're getting another North American ladder match. It will not be as good as the first one because it does not have.
Velveteen Dream.
It doesn't have Velveteen Dream. Doesn't have Adam Cole. Doesn't have Ricochet. Doesn't have like anyone good in
Lord
it.
Sullivan.
Do we even know who's in it yet?
I think
Oh,
there's
shut the hell up.
qualifiers.
Oh, you can say Velveteen Dream, but I can't say Lord Sullivan?
No, because Lord Sullivan's terrible. Are we gonna go over this again? We gonna go over this? Hey, you shut the hell up. You watch your goddamn mouth. What? I'll drop you on that deck of dimes you call a neck. What? You shut the hell up. What?
So, getting away from Stone Cold Steve Austin for a second. Yeah, it'll be a ladder match at Halloween Havoc. So,
I don't think anyone in it has been announced, but stay tuned. Maybe we'll know that next week. Maybe you have something to look forward to. But, segueing on to SmackDown, A+ start to the show by the Bloodline. Sami Zayn, honorary Uce. Throw up that one.
Roman did such a good job selling that,
That was
getting us all to think this is when the Bloodline is actually going to turn on.
You're
Sami.
never gonna wear a Bloodline shirt again. Because I made you one.
And then having him rip the shirt off of him too. Oh my gosh, so good.
I mean, I think that was probably the high point of SmackDown, honestly.
I don't know. Solo beating up Ricochet in the back for trying to talk to Sammy was pretty nice too.
I mean, I think Hunter kind of did the same thing he did with really awesome wrestling here, and he kind of put the best thing first. I mean, we got a bunch of normal SmackDown matches. We got Liv beating Lacey Evans, New Day defeating Maximum Male Models.
Has anyone heard anything about Big E while we're talking about the New Day?
All I know is that this was months ago, but it wasn't. It was healing, but it wasn't healing as fast as it should be. But surgery isn't necessary.
Okay, that's
Like further
I just
surgery per se.
I haven't heard anything, so I've been curious.
That was also months ago, I think. So I have no clue.
Hey, can I give a beep 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 news break? The ladder match at Halloween Havoc will be a 5-man bout, and because NXT has been taped before the season premiere and the new logo and everything, we do know one of the contestants. Some Oro Mensah debuted during the tapings and beat Grayson Waller for a qualifying match. So he is one of the 5.
At least they're having qualifying matches for it.
And not
And
just
Wes
throwing
Lee
people
will be
into it,
taking
yeah.
on Tony D'Angelo.
I like the D'Angelo family.
Yes.
I don't mind them.
But
When
that
I
was
first
just-
saw him, I was like, fuck them. But then I was like, let's go, D'Angelo family. Let's fucking go.
And Gabagoo.
Now let's fucking go. Let's go to the ring and kick some ass, huh? But looking a little further onto the card, Strowman beat Otis. Karrion and Drew got into it with what are we cackling about over there?
Because before the Strowman Otis match, they sent like 20 guys down in black t-shirts to quote reinforce the ring, and all they did was like spin their hands on the turnbuckles and pat down the edge of the ring to reinforce the ring. That's all they did.
Did you not see the duct tape that was on the LED screen?
Oh wow, some duct tape is definitely
Yeah,
going
it
to
was
stop
black
these
duct
two from
tape,
destroying the
and it's
ring.
just on the LED screen. I think there was a couple different. They showed the camera on it for like maybe 3 minutes.
I enjoy it. It's quirky, it's funny, it's pro wrestling. But oh god, that was very laughable. If you haven't seen the clips of it, you should look it up. It's very funny watching these 20 guys who are definitely part of the ring crew and don't know, how to be on TV and method act. Just like, yeah, we'll just, tighten this turnbuckle string around the thing. That'll do it, yeah.
And then after Karrion and Drew fought it out, and Drew got his little nads hit by Scarlett, which I think any man would like to get their nads hit by Scarlett. Raquel, who's another of my favorites, beat Dakota Kai, who's another one of my favorites. Then the Usos defeated the Brawling Brutes to retain the tag titles. Fairly mundane episode of SmackDown.
Is the next pay-per-view, the premium live event, is it Survivor Series?
No.
It's Extreme Rules 2 weeks away. It's what
2 weeks?
because the go home.
Are you sure it's not Saudi?
No, it's Extreme Rules 2 weeks away. It is.
It's
Because
2 weeks
the-
away, and the only match we
Yes.
have is...
The season premieres of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are the go home shows for it. Yeah.
Then why wouldn't you wait a week to have Gunther and Sheamus on Extreme Rules?
I don't know.
Crown Jewel is in November, just in case anyone's wondering. November 5th.
That's a little. I think it's a little late to be throwing matches together like that.
Yeah.
If we do actually have some. We actually have 3 announced matches for the card.
Drew and Karrion.
We have Drew and Karrion in the strap match. Riddle and Rollins in a fight pit. And Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an actual Extreme Rules match for the.
I didn't know that Rollins Riddle match actually was set.
Yep.
Yeah, it's set in the fight pit. They set it on Monday.
Maybe we should have brought that up. Why didn't someone run that past me when we were sitting here talking about notes beforehand? I sat here literally asked that.
Because you read the exact same thing I did. It's just I read better.
Anything else to talk about SmackDown? Any other thoughts about SmackDown?
No.
No? Because we said we were shooting for under an hour here, and we're at 50 minutes, and we haven't even gotten to the miscellaneous part yet.
Well, fine. Go.
That just means we'll have to rapid fire miscellaneous. All right.
All right.
First up is... what's first?
Steph's birthday was today. That's easy to get out of the way. Happy birthday, Stephanie McMahon.
Happy birthday, Stephanie McMahon.
This will be
WWE, so we got that famous snippet of Tony Khan saying, "I'm not putting up with this fucking shit." And his bug eyes looking around everywhere because WWE was tampering with contracts. We know technically 4 of the people that they tampered with: Malachi Black, FTR, and Swerve Strickland, which I think all 3 of those would be great additions to the Hunter's World roster, especially FTR with the upswing of the tag division in WWE. And then we mentioned it earlier.
Breathe, my brother.
Yeah, he's...
Sorry, I was dying.
Something.
I was dying real quick. We mentioned it earlier. Muda got involved with the Sting and Darby Allin match. Sting will face the Great Muta in the Great Muta's final match for Pro Wrestling Noah over in Japan, which is cool. I don't think there's anything else you should do. I mean, like, honestly, I don't think anyone else should be Great Muta's final.
180.
What do you mean?
Were you not shitting on Pro Wrestling Noah earlier?
Oh, I was. Hey, I love Rene Dupree. I wasn't shitting on my man Rene Dupree. I think the match itself is cool. My feelings about Pro Wrestling Noah completely aside. I think there's no one else better to have for the Great Muta's final match than Sting, especially with how entangled they are throughout their entire history.
Amazing matches.
And then Bobby Fish showed up in Impact. What was it, Bound for Glory? Was that there?
I thought it was Victory Road.
I don't know. I barely keep up with Impact anymore.
I was going to say Against All Odds, but...
Either way...
Watch this all be wrong and it be No Surrender.
I'm looking.
Or Victory Road.
I said Victory Road.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It was Victory Road.
Shows you how much
I
care.
was Victory Road.
But he showed up like he was Adam Cole showing up to All Out and got up on the ring post and was looking out like The Rock. I don't know, just something about it was funny. He's doing that to a crowd of 500 people. But Bobby Fish
do have
debuted.
Some interesting news though when it comes to, the world of the internet and stuff. Reports have come out saying CM Punk, after his suspension, is done working for the Khans in AEW. He's gone.
Finito.
Done.
Which is good. Fuck him.
Because that was the first episode we ever did on this podcast. Was we each went on a 20-minute tangent. That's why we were an hour and a half talking about how the fallout from All Out and just everything else that happened.
Fuck CM Punk.
Moving forward.
Old, decrepit ass. Go get beaten 30 seconds in MMA again. This is coming from someone who bought into your fucking bullshit when you first came back. Sincerely, don't ever come back again. And moving on to the biggest miscellaneous piece we have, I wrote it in 2 lines and not just one. The White Rabbit ARG that WWE is doing is great. I
The
don't.
absolute balls on Hunter to go to commercial break at 9:23.
Hey.
I think everything they're doing with this is great. I think this, whoever it is that shows up, it definitely gets them. I mean, it's got to be Bray Wyatt, right?
Can we talk?
Who the fuck else? Who else
Are we
could it
able to
be?
talk about the fan theory of Bray Wyatt with Dexter Lumis and Karrion Kross and Scarlett? And...
We've already talked about it. What do you mean?
Yeah, about how all these people are actual people from the Funhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, we've already talked about it. I don't know exactly what the comparisons drawn were, but
Something's gonna be happening on Raw, though. That's the next one. Was that something happens on Raw? So
Yeah, because the coordinates after the game were the
well,
arena.
yeah, but the next, because if I was watching a video earlier, and the game for this week got leaked early, and it had two different words before it actually got out to SmackDown or Raw, SmackDown, and then the one for next week got leaked as well.
What is that one? I haven't seen that one.
It was very loose. It was tic-tac-toe. That's what the next one is. It's tic-tac-toe, and it's a purple spade and a red heart, I think, as the pieces. And once you win, something comes and grabs the rabbit away. And that's all we know for now.
Interesting. So interesting.
I don't see how it can be anyone else besides Bray Wyatt. Fan theory aside.
But I'm trying to think of how a heart and a spade.
It was either heart or spade or heart and club. I can't remember exactly. I watched this video earlier today. I've done a lot of shit since then.
We'll
But
have to wait till Monday then.
yeah, that was the premise of it. So we'll definitely have to see how it plays out. This is like the coolest thing that they've done in a while.
And the best part is they haven't even fucking acknowledged it at all.
And I think that makes it even better.
Yeah, they've done no talking about it at all. It hasn't come out of Cole's mouth. It hasn't come out of Pat McAfee's mouth when he was still there. Long may he rest in game day.
Twitter, and that's it.
They haven't done anything. They've done nothing to acknowledge it, other than saying there have been strange happenings around.
Yeah, it's most of it's just on Twitter, and it's speculation, and it gets people talking again about WWE and stuff, and it's been fun. I enjoy it.
So
Do
we
this
definitely
more.
think that he's first in person at Extreme Rules, right?
It all depends on when they're wanting the ARG to come. Because I heard this could run for months.
Months?
Logan Paul, I give it till Crown Jewel, the world title match.
What?
Logan Paul, Roman Reigns.
I heard this could last for months.
We talking like WrestleMania?
No, not that far. Like couple
Rumble?
months.
I have it going on
So
down.
Dude,
Probably-
could you imagine number 30 hits in the Rumble and just the rabbit appears on the screen, and then all you hear is just some catching flies in his mouth.
Let me in.
Shit.
Oh
my God.
Just one guy in the ring, just standing there waiting.
Don't
and
think
the
they'll wait that
Fox
long.
Totally goes. But
I would love
wouldn't
to
that
see
be
them though.
awesome?
Like have Big
Just
E
one guy
on
in
this
there.
big comeback or whatever, and he's the last man standing from 29, and then out comes Bray to just destroy him.
Just to let me in, and then
There-
perfectly just-
There is no confirmed time period for it. All I know is that I've heard it could be, like, it could end next week, or it could be months. It's either going to end soon or months. That's
That
what
sounds
I've...
like they're trying to buy time to get someone in ring shape.
Well, Bray Wyatt.
That's just
posted
what I've heard.
pictures, or there was pictures posted of Bray Wyatt working out in the gym.
I wonder what he looks like now. I wonder if he's...
He looks
I
the
would
exact
have to
same
try
as the
and
day he
find it
left.
again.
Like I saw those pictures too, Eli, and he looks the exact same.
But wrapping up real quick here, because we got less than a minute before we hit our hour. We're going to go over a little bit here. But just looking out into the grander scheme of sports, Albert Pujols hit his 700th career home run.
Great player, hate the Cardinals. Anyway, moving on.
I was about to say, hate the fucking Cardinals. Honestly, fuck Albert Pujols for playing for the Cardinals. Hell of a career. Hell of a ball player. And then Aaron Judge. It is 60th. So now they have 15 games left. No, I think it's less than that because that article was 3 days ago.
So maybe 14?
The playoff regular
13 or
season?
12. Either way, in order to tie or break the record, he has to hit 13 home runs in their next 10 give or take a few games. I want to say it's 12 games, 12 or 13 games from here on out. He has to hit a home run. He has to hit 13 home runs to tie, 14 to break it.
Speaking of the MLB, I actually have the most updated postseason picture in front of me right now.
11 games.
If the playoffs were to start today. The number 1 seeds are Houston and the Dodgers. The number 2 seeds are the Yankees and the Mets. So we may
Yankees
there's
got
a possibility
safe.
we might get a Subway Series. The number 3 seeds are the Guardians and the Cardinals.
Okay.
The 4 seeds are Tampa Bay and the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
The 5 seeds are the Phillies and the Blue Jays. And
Hell
right
yeah.
now, the last teams in the playoffs are the San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners at number
I don't
6.
care about anything else. The Phillies
Where are the
is
Reds
still-
The Reds
They
are currently
suck.
playing to see if they can get the number 1 pick in the draft.
The Reds are currently playing to see if they can sell the team and move elsewhere.
Wasn't that the
Something like
Pirates
that.
last year?
I'm just saying.
So yeah, that is our most current update of the baseball
Sports world.
pennant chase and everything like that.
I'm just saying, if things keep going the way that they are, I'm no longer a Colts fan.
Frank Reich's gonna get fired.
No, because Irsay loves him too much. He's not going to get fired. And Frank Reich is a god of blaming it on everyone else besides him.
I know. I was an
Here
Eagles
comes
fan.
the rant of Sanchez.
Sanchez? Who the fuck is Sanchez?
What?
I thought you were going to blame it all back on Rigoberto Sanchez for getting hurt.
Oh, well, I guess. I thought you meant like Rodrigo.
No.
Okay,
Because
I was ready to say,
Rodrigo
how
was
dare
put
you?
into that position if Rigoberto Sanchez didn't get hurt to start with.
Yeah,
I was
which is
so confused.
1000% true.
Um,
But also,
go ahead.
if anything, this past week it just showed it's more than, like, you can't get rid of a kicker and make everything magically better. You don't get shut out in Jacksonville for no reason. Your team sucks. Your coach sucks. Your team sucks. Make Leonard change his name back to Darius.
He hasn't
Not
even played. You can't blame him.
Exactly. Because he changed his name. He's soft. India's soft.
What the fuck?
Wicked Beast just came
In
Give-
wrestling news, before I forget, MJF has called all of his fans devil worshippers, and honestly, I'm here for it.
They made a shirt for it as well.
Yes.
They made an AEW shirt that says, I am a devil worshiper.
And it's got the scarf print. From the world of open wheel racing, the only thing to note is that Colton Herta was denied his super license from the FIA.
Damn.
I'm gonna
Also,
So,
stupid, but
F1 released their entire schedule,
24 races.
and the Las Vegas race is on a Saturday, which is
Yeah,
like,
the third time in its history they're racing on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. Is it the fourth?
pretty sure it's the 4th. This will be the 4th.
It's super rare.
I need to start
Very
watching
rare.
this more.
And sim racing, Ball State,
Finally,
I believe
watched it.
Hamilton, kicking ass. No, Ball State Esports is goaded. What do you mean? And you at home would know this too if you tune in Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 7:45, 8 o'clock to watch Valorant and Rocket League on Ball State University at twitch.tv.com.
How can I
Forward
get
slash
that
Ball
on
State
TVs,
University.
Austin?
If you have a smart TV, you can go to the the App Store on the smart TV or the store, and you can just search Twitch. And some TVs don't have it. So if you truly want to watch it on the big screen and experience Ball State Esports on the big screen, you can hook up a laptop or iPad or any mobile device via USB or HDMI if it's a laptop, and you can stream it from your laptop onto the big screen.
Wow.
I think that's about as shameless as we can plug that.
Ball State University, twitch.tv/Ball State University. Every Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And every Monday now with our show that covers all of Ball State Esports.
I missed that.
Every Monday at 8 o'clock.
If I miss a live stream, is there any way I could go back and watch the old ones?
The live streams are saved on there for an entire week afterwards.
I can watch
Up
them
until...
all.
So say if you miss Wednesdays at 8 o'clock and you go back to watch it Thursday or Friday, it'll be there. It'll be there until that next week at that exact time.
Wow.
So I don't have to miss a thing.
Never miss a thing. Never miss a thing at Ball State Esports when you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ball State Esports. Stay up to date with the latest news and breaking scores.
Well,
I would just like to know who's hiring. I could definitely cut you a nice promo, or reach out to us, and we'll slide you a promo in our little
Would that count as
little
a sponsor
podcast
deal?
here. It would count as a sponsor deal,
So then the T-shirt. would
whether they pay us or not. T-shirt
we
would have to
wear
be
the
made.
T-shirt.
Would have to wear the T-shirt. I think you just want to make that T-shirt no matter what.
Oh, I'm gonna make it no matter what. Yeah, no, expect it.
Well, we're a little over here. We're about 7 minutes over. Knowing us, we'll ramble on for 3 more minutes, and then it'll be an hour and 10, which is literally just 10 minutes shorter than our other two.
I'm sorry, I have to share this. Why was Bubba Ray Dudley fired from the walk-up restaurant?
Why?
They
Because he
wanna get 'em a
kept
table.
telling Devon to get him a table.
Ah. And with
All right, so that was this week's episode.
Stan Hansen
Hope you all
the best.
enjoyed. Any final thoughts from you two?
Stan Hansen's
Are
the
we
best.
allowed to say the same thing we said the last 2 weeks?
Might as well. It's become a staple at this point.
2024 will be one of the most wild years we have seen in a long time. It could
One of the
possibly
absolute
reshape the
most
entire
wild
landscape.
years.
Stan Hansen, top tier, the best of the best.
I don't even know who that is.
He tag teamed with Bruiser.
You don't know who Stan Hansen
He
is?
tag teamed.
Good night,
with
everybody.
Ted DiBiase.
You don't know who Stan
was
Hansen
a-
is?
Legend in the territory days. He was amazing. He was absolutely amazing in the ring.
You don't
No,
know
I'm
who
just
Stan
fucking with you.
Hansen is.
I really
was
just
ready
wanted to see
say.
what the reaction was.
I was ready to say, you know who's not going to like that?
Chad.
Chad's not going to like that. We need to get Chad on here one of these days. Maybe when you and I are down there, maybe we can shoot an episode, all 3 of us together in the same room, and then we can just get Eli in on the call.
That'd be terrifying.
That would be terrific.
I was gonna say we need to have a call where we're all in the same room.
That's something I've been thinking about. That'd be something further on down the line, though, since we all live. I'm technically 4 hours away right
think
now,
I'm the
and then
middle
an
point.
hour away from. Yeah, well, no, you're still 3 hours away from other compadre here.
Hometown's 4 away.
From me to you is 4, pretty sure.
Well,
Or
yeah.
5.
Then from me to town down, it's 4.
8-town down.
Town down, 8 town down,
What does that
8 town down, baby. A-Town down? A-Town down, baby!
What is
But
it mean?
wrapping it up here. They got their final words in. They said the same shit that they've been saying for the past 3 weeks. I've been Austin. Joining with me is Clifford Allen Guerin, and Elijah Jacob Red. Thank you for just listening. If you made it this far, congrats.
hit 110.
Congratulations. Go get yourself a milkshake or something.
Yeah, you probably deserve something for that. You're probably mentally insane
I
now.
need something stronger
But
than a milkshake.
love you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the support. And we will catch you next week. And always remember, we've got you covered because we're your ace in the hole. We'll catch you down the road.